Welcome back, everyone. It's the NewMutator bringing you some Myth World Cup 2012 action. It is Myth 2 Soulblighter, the game, and it is the double elimination round 2. And what we have here is Deer versus the Southern Parkians, the rematch. We saw last week that the Southern Parkians did win 4 games to 1, but Deer did surprisingly well, all things considered. Southern Parkians are pretty much the favorite to win it this year, I think. I'm not making a prediction. I think a lot of people have kind of reached the consensus that they have some of the best players on their team, although I do think that they might have some challenges ahead in other teams, like Grimm's. My team is doing fairly well so far, and there are other teams that I think could pull an upset, possibly. In fact, many of the other teams in this tournament are capable of doing just that. However, Southern Parkians are, I think they are probably still seething because of that loss. The only game they've lost so far in the tournament was last week, and it was against the Deer squad. So they're looking to crush Deer, as you know, just as much as Deer is looking to hang on and do what they can. So Chef is leading the Southern Parkians. He's going to be the captain. Kruniak, I guess, is Vicky. Homer, Randy Marsh, Sir Rockland, Butters, and Eric Cartmanez are all here, so that's 7 players for Southern Parkians. And it's not looking that great for Deer. I mean, Van Tobia is captaining. That in itself is not so bad. Sight, Sasper, Jahral, and Switch. So only 5 players showing up for Deer. Enculator is a substitute. So 6 players total for Deer versus 7 for Southern Parkians. I just don't know if those odds are going to work in Deer's favor or not. I would say that they have an uphill battle ahead of them if they want to make a dent in the Southern Parkian team this match. Drunken isn't here. I was told after this match had already been played that he had slept through his alarm clock. And I suppose that has something to do with the fact with scheduling and the fact that this match was played at 6 a.m. for Drunken, since he is in Australia. So some of the Deer players are from Australia, so they kind of are at a disadvantage. Because of that, 6 a.m. is not really a good time to be waking up and playing. Even it doesn't matter where you are at in the world, you're still kind of wiping the sleep from your eyes. So it is Capture the Flag. Party of the Dead is the name of this particular mesh. No unit trading, so both teams are going to have identical trades here. And so I'm probably not going to be able to keep up with all of the chat here because everybody's saying all kinds of nonsense, but I'll leave it up just in case you want to go ahead and take a look at that. So let's see here. In the south, heading south for the Southern Parkians, we have Kruniak, we have Sir Rockland with their Herons here, and then some more of their forces heading up in the rear guard there, and kind of in this middle, in this I don't know, center-ish, east-ish, center-ish flank here, we have Homer heading down, and then the rest of their team, it looks like, is kind of heading towards the west. Chef, he's going to the middle, I think. Randy Marsh and Chef, and then heading directly west would be Butters and Eric Cartmanez. And I don't know, is that everybody? I don't know, I may have missed somebody. But coming up from the south is Jahral, and he's going to be met by Butters and Eric Cartmanez. So it's Jahral versus the both of them. And in the middle, Sight is there. He's gonna be backed up by I don't know who's this. Switch. It's gonna be backed up by Switch there. Then we have over here we have Sasper, and gosh, I don't know where everybody is, but all right. So here we have Jahral trying to force his way up here, and let's see if he's going to be able to do it. The Eric Carmenez's Warlock goes off. He is not able to block it with his Warrior and loses just about everything there. He lost almost all his artillery, and that's not good for Jahral. He is going to get rushed at this point. He is able to take out a goal, but it looks like that might just be it. It is 85 to 96%. I'd say that is pretty much decisive there. I don't know if Deer is going to be able to come back from that kind of margin. And yes, it doesn't look like Jahral is going to survive much longer. It's now 94 to 78%. I'd say that's a pretty much decisive victory, but we'll see if Deer is able to pull it out. Here's Enculator. I was looking for him, and it looks like here he is in the middle, just kind of sitting there. And Chef's saying Butters versus Jahral is like Spain versus Italy. And I wasn't watching any of those games, but I imagine that's a pretty poignant comparison. I don't really know though. And yeah, so we have here in the south Sir Rockland kind of threatening Vantobia with his Puskull. Vantobia is going to be, or Sasper is going to be losing that Puskull. There's just nothing he can do about that. And here's Sasper right here, and he has some more Puskulls. And Switch just now noticing that the Deer team is down 20%. That was pretty much all Jahral there. You know, it could have been a few other units, but I'd say the vast majority of that was Jahral getting wiped out. So it looks like Southern Parkians are going to push a little bit. They've infiltrated this backfield area for Deer, and they're just going to steadily push in there. And then also their mid is pushing as well. And since they have a percentage advantage and a player advantage at this point, Jahral was given some more units. And Eric Carmenez healing his Warlock, which is pretty good for him, although he needs to dodge a little bit if he wants to keep him alive. Healing him again. Just making sure that vital unit is kept alive, and it looks like Sight's archers are going to get picked off here. Only 2 will survive. That was a well-placed Pusk from Southern Parkians, freezing his ranged units there, and they were able to be picked off there. So it's 91, 61%. We're down 30% now, says Switch. And here we go. Butters coming up from the high ground. He is going to try to deal some damage with his mortar door if he is able to get off a pretty nice shot there. And Butters, I think, did take out Jahral, so that is why he's able to be in this position. Although he does lose his mortar dwarf there, Switch able to take that out. And a nice suicide shot there. And it looks as if Butters is going to be pushed back a little bit. Although he is going to wait for his team. And oh, a nice shot there. I didn't quite see who that was. That was Enculator there, destroying a Warlock and some artillery for a Deer. But 47-75%, it was a good effort, but might not be enough at this point. Takes out another archer, but he's going to be hunted down. There's Homer hot on his heels, but Enculator is still surviving. However, the deer flag is in danger as Eric Cartmanez and Butters attempt to tag team it. They very well might take it here. Although, I don't know, it looks like they are actually retreating. Yeah, it looks like Eric Cartmanez is retreating and Butters got taken out. So 57-29%. Actually, deer doing a little bit better than I thought they would have, all things considered. And I think it was that lock shot by Enculator helping out quite a bit.
Flag contested.
And Enculator is able to snipe an archer, but he really wants Randy Marsh's Mortar Dwarf, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. And also Homer is closing in as well with his Mortar Dwarf, and all of these warriors are in a not a very good position. They're going to be soaking up a lot of this damage and probably being destroyed very soon. Enculator trying to make quick work of that Mortar Dwarf, but he gets taken out. And the patient work of Eric Cartmanez pays off as his team backs him up and is finally able to wrest that flag away from the deer team. So Southern Parkins take game number 1. Not all that surprisingly, considering that Jahral lost his entire flank pretty early in the game. We see 15 losses there for him, but other players on deer are losing everything as well, obviously. But Enculator, yes, doing the best on deer, even though he is a substitute. He is not actually on deer, getting positive ratios, 105 damage. So Enculator, a little glimmer of hope, but not enough to pull the win out for deer. Eric Cartmanez and Butters doing pretty well, tag teaming their way all the way down from the north. 18-4, 132 damage for Eric Cartmanez, and 11-8, 121 damage for Butters, who was abandoned on the flag and lost almost all his units there. Actually, he did lose all of his units. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and move into game number 2 in just a moment. Thanks for joining me, everybody. It is NewMutator, and game number 2 is coming up next.